As the night gently embraces you and the world begins to soften into silence, this is your moment to return to yourself. You are not just winding down from the day, you are reuniting with your own spirit. Let every breath you take become a message of safety and love to your nervous system. As Louise Hay beautifully taught, in the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. Let these words echo within you. Right now, you are exactly where you need to be, and you are deeply loved. The darkness of night isn't something to fear. It's a sacred invitation, an invitation to release the weight of the day. You no longer have to carry doubts, regrets, or pressures. Lay them down like heavy stones. You are safe to let go. Louise reminds us, it is safe to look within. In the stillness of this moment, look inward not with judgment, but with compassion. You deserve the same tenderness you so freely offer others. Close your eyes and listen. Truly listen. There is a calm voice within you, the voice of your higher self, softly whispering that you are enough. Not because of what you've achieved, but because of who you are. You are a divine expression of life itself. Say with me now, I am worthy of love. I am open to receive it. Let these words settle in your heart. Let them become the lullaby that rocks your soul to peace. As you prepare to sleep, imagine every cell in your body filling with light. This is not just rest, it's sacred renewal. You are not escaping your reality. You are recharging for your transformation. Louise often said, I am willing to release the need to be unworthy. So tonight, let go of all stories that told you you're not good enough. You are already whole. You are already healing. Trust the process. When the world finally slows down and the constant noise begins to fade, the night becomes your sanctuary. It's the sacred moment when the rush of responsibilities no longer pulls at your spirit, and you can hear the truth of your soul. The stillness is not empty. It's full of messages from within, calling you back home to yourself. Night doesn't ask you to perform, to prove, or to impress. It simply invites you to be. In that being, there's healing. Your breath becomes softer, your mind becomes quieter, and the parts of you that have been running all day finally have permission to rest. The night is your chance to honor yourself without distraction. So many of us carry emotional baggage from sunup to sundown, hurts we didn't express, words we wish we'd said differently, moments we replay over and over. But when the stars rise, so too does your opportunity to release. You don't need to take today's weight into tomorrow. Night meditation is the sacred art of setting down your burdens. When you sit quietly with yourself at the end of the day, you're telling your soul, I matter. My peace matters. It's a gentle, powerful way of saying no to chaos and yes to healing. This is the space where you choose self-forgiveness over self-blame and calm over conflict. You're not escaping life. You're embracing your right to peace. The darkness of night isn't something to fear. It's a soft container for growth. In the quiet, you hear your truest thoughts. And when you pair that silence with intention, through breath work, affirmations, or reflection, it becomes transformational. You stop reacting to the world and begin responding to your soul. Louise Hay often said, in the stillness, you will find your answers. At night, those answers come, not always in words, but in feelings of clarity, in subtle shifts of energy, in a release that you didn't even know you were ready for. And it all begins with your willingness to pause and listen within. Imagine the night as a mirror. It shows you the truth without judgment. Everything you've ignored during the day, the emotions you tucked away, the thoughts you avoided, begin to rise gently to the surface. But that's not a bad thing. It's a blessing. It means your spirit trusts you enough to feel. Night meditation becomes a spiritual cleanse. As you acknowledge what's there, you make space for healing. And when you pair this awareness with loving affirmations, like, I am enough, or I release all fear, you reprogram not just your mind, but your nervous system. You teach your body that it is safe to relax, to trust, to heal. Let yourself soften under the stars. Let the quiet of the night cradle your heart. You've done enough for today. You've been strong, you've shown up, and now it's time to receive. The universe doesn't require your constant doing. It honors your willingness to simply be. So lie down, close your eyes, and breathe deeply into the truth that you are already whole. This is not a pause in your journey. This is part of your evolution. In this stillness, your spirit is growing roots. You are grounding, aligning, and awakening all at once, without lifting a single finger. You are not alone in the night. The same energy that moves the tides, that whispers through trees, that turns darkness into dawn, that energy is also moving through you. You are supported. You are loved. And as you breathe into this truth, you come home to your power. This is your nightly rebirth, a moment to wipe the slate clean and declare, I am safe. I am loved. I am free. So let go of the day, surrender to the present, and allow the sacred energy of the night to hold you in its healing embrace. Tomorrow is being prepared for you while you rest. Trust that with all your heart. As you lay your head down and the world begins to fade into silence, remember this: you were never meant to carry everything forever. The regrets you replay in your mind, the fears that sit heavy on your chest, the self-doubt that whispers cruel lies, none of it deserves a place in your sacred rest. Night is not a time to punish yourself with overthinking. It's an invitation to release, to unclench the grip you've held all day. You don't need to carry the weight of every misstep or misunderstanding. Right now, in this quiet space, you are allowed to set it all down. And not only are you allowed to, you are worthy of that release. The most powerful healing doesn't come from doing more. It comes from letting go. When you meditate before sleep, you open a doorway between your conscious thoughts and your subconscious truths. You begin to see which emotions are yours to process and which ones were never meant for you in the first place. Night meditation is like unpacking a heavy bag you've dragged around all day, deciding what to keep and what to leave behind. The voice of Louise Hay gently reminds you, I lovingly release the day and slip into peaceful sleep, knowing tomorrow will take care of itself. What if, just for tonight, you trusted that truth? What if you truly let go? We often think that by holding on to worry, we stay in control. But in truth, clinging to fear only keeps us stuck in the past. You deserve to wake up with a heart that's light and a mind that's clear. Every night, you are gifted a chance to empty the emotional clutter, to make space for new beginnings. Imagine your thoughts as clouds passing through the sky. Observe them, honor them, but don't build a home beneath them. You are not your pain. You are not your mistakes. You are the awareness behind them, the soul that can rise above them. Let go with love, not with resistance. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or denying. It means freeing yourself from attachment to the pain. Nighttime is sacred because it gives you the stillness to feel without judgment. You can whisper, I did my best today, and truly mean it. You can look at yourself in all your human messiness and still choose compassion over criticism. This act of self-forgiveness becomes the deepest meditation. It's not about fixing what went wrong. It's about releasing the belief that you are wrong. Louise Hay always reminded us, I forgive myself and set myself free. Say it. Believe it. Let it guide you into sleep. There is nothing more exhausting than dragging yesterday into today, and nothing more freeing than handing it all over to the night. Let your last thought not be a failure, but a freedom. You are not broken. You are unfolding. And every time you choose to let go of what no longer serves your growth, you are aligning with the highest version of yourself. Night meditation isn't just a practice. It's a promise you make to yourself to heal, to grow, to begin again. And in this promise, you reclaim your power. You choose peace over punishment, grace over guilt. As your breath deepens and your body softens, picture the emotional weight you've been carrying gently lifting. Visualize it rising into the night sky, dissolving like mist under moonlight. This is your moment to return to wholeness. Let go of the story that says you must be perfect, that you must hold everything together. You were never meant to be everything for everyone. You were meant to be free. Let that freedom begin now, in the quiet sanctuary of your own heart. As you close your eyes, know this deeply: you are safe to release, and you are safe to rest. Every thought you think is shaping your reality, and the words you repeat to yourself become the blueprint of your life. This is why affirmations hold such powerful magic. They aren't just hopeful phrases, they are instruments of transformation. Louise Hay understood that your subconscious mind listens deeply in the quiet moments, especially before sleep. In those final minutes before drifting off, your mind is open, receptive, and eager to absorb new beliefs. When you gently whisper affirmations like, "I am safe," "I am worthy of love," or "I trust the process of life," you are planting healing seeds into the very soul of your being. These words become your truth, not by force, but by gentle repetition and deep intention. When you've spent years or even decades repeating negative beliefs about yourself, statements like, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't deserve love," it's no wonder those thoughts take root and control how you feel. But the beauty of affirmations is that they offer you a chance to rewrite that internal script. Every time you say, "I love and approve of myself," you're building a new neural pathway in your brain. It's science and soul working together. You don't need to believe the affirmation fully at first. You only need to be willing. That willingness is the doorway. That willingness is where the light gets in. Let your night meditation become your most sacred reprogramming ritual. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every word you speak to yourself is either a weed or a flower. What are you planting tonight? When you repeat empowering affirmations as you drift into sleep, you're nurturing blossoms of confidence, peace, and joy. Even if your day was filled with stress or conflict, you can choose to end it with peace. "I am enough," you whisper, and with those 3 words, you begin to believe in your own value again. It may feel small in the moment, but night after night, this habit changes everything. It rewires the voice in your head from harsh critic to loving friend. Louise Hay always emphasized the power of repetition. She taught us that consistent affirmations speak directly to the subconscious, bypassing the ego and reaching the place where real change happens. And what better time to engage your subconscious than while you sleep? In the silence of the night, there is no noise from the outside world. Just you and your truth. There's no one to impress, no mask to wear, no standards to meet. There's only the calm voice of your own soul saying, "You are healing. You are loved. You are more than enough." It's in this stillness that miracles begin. Over time, your inner world starts to shift. You begin to wake up feeling lighter, calmer, more confident. The things that once triggered you begin to lose their grip. You no longer need external validation to feel worthy because you've learned how to give that love to yourself. This is what affirmations do. They change your default setting. Where you once had fear, now you feel faith. Where you once had self-doubt, now you feel inner strength. And it all began with a few simple words spoken in the dark, words that grew roots and blossomed in your spirit. So tonight, give yourself the gift of intentional thought. As you lay in bed, take a deep breath and repeat the truths you want to live by. You are safe. You are loved. You are worthy. Say them not with force, but with faith. You don't have to know how everything will change. Just know that it will. These affirmations are not just words. They are the whispers of your higher self reminding you of who you truly are. And the more you listen, the more you align with that truth. This is how your inner world transforms. And when your inner world shifts, your entire life follows. Every night, your body calls you into surrender, not as a sign of weakness, but as a doorway to transformation. Sleep is not merely about closing your eyes and shutting down. It's a sacred space where your body, mind, and spirit begin the process of deep repair. Each breath you take as you unwind signals your nervous system to soften, your muscles to release, and your heart to slow its rhythm. This stillness is where magic happens. When you rest consciously with loving intention, your body doesn't just recharge, it heals. It repairs the damage caused by stress, anxiety, and emotional strain. It listens to the thoughts you cradle as you drift off, and it holds onto those thoughts as guiding truths for the hours to come. What you tell yourself before sleep isn't just a fleeting idea. It becomes a command to your subconscious. Your final thoughts at night are the first seeds sown into your dream world, and your dream world, in turn, nourishes your emotional landscape. If you go to bed repeating, I am overwhelmed, or I'm not enough, your sleep becomes a battlefield. But if you lovingly affirm, I am safe, I trust the process of life, or I give myself permission to rest, you invite peace to take root in your mind. Louise Hay reminded us that every cell in our body responds to our thoughts. So as you lay in stillness, know that your body listens, your soul listens, and both long to be spoken to with kindness. It's easy to underestimate the power of rest in a world obsessed with productivity. But true transformation doesn't happen when you're constantly striving. It unfolds in the silence of stillness. Just as a seed breaks open in the darkness of the soil, your spirit strengthens in the quiet of sleep. Rest isn't a break from progress, it's where the real growth begins. When you allow your body and soul to pause, you tap into wisdom deeper than anything you can access in the rush of the day. Sleep becomes your spiritual teacher, showing you how to trust, how to release, and how to be whole without effort. We spend our days pouring energy outward, meeting demands, fixing problems, chasing goals. But the night is for pouring energy inward. It's your soul's chance to be refilled with light. In the stillness, you connect with something greater than yourself, a higher guidance that whispers, you are enough. Just as you are, this gentle restoration is what allows you to rise stronger tomorrow. Every minute of mindful rest is a prayer, a soft declaration that you are worthy of care. You begin to remember that your worth isn't tied to what you do but who you are. And in that remembering, your healing deepens. When you sleep with love in your heart, your dreams become medicine. They show you what needs to be seen and heal what needs to be healed. But this healing begins with your willingness to rest without guilt. The world may demand more, but your soul knows better. Your soul knows that rest is not a luxury. It is your right. It is in this rest that your intuition sharpens, your energy realigns, and your body regains its strength. It's not laziness to slow down, it's wisdom. And in that wisdom, you allow your whole being to evolve gently, naturally, and beautifully. So tonight, don't just fall asleep, fall into alignment. Breathe deeply and speak softly to yourself. Wrap your body in gratitude. Tell your heart, thank you for beating. Thank you for carrying me. Whisper to your spirit, you are loved. You are safe. These gentle messages will travel with you through the night, touching every cell, every memory, every unseen part of you. You are not just sleeping, you are being renewed. And when the morning comes, it will find a more peaceful, more powerful version of you, ready to rise with grace. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. In the quiet moments, when no one else is around, your thoughts echo louder than ever. This inner dialogue becomes the script of your life. It shapes how you feel, how you act, and what you believe is possible. When your self-talk is filled with judgment, shame, or fear, you unknowingly dim your own light. But when you choose kindness, compassion, and understanding, something magical begins to happen. You stop fighting yourself. You begin to feel safe in your own presence. This shift is the very foundation of self-love, and it starts with the words you whisper to your own soul. Think of the way you speak to the people you love most. Your child, your best friend, someone you cherish. You offer them encouragement, reassurance, and forgiveness. But how often do you offer the same grace to yourself? For most of us, it's rare. We become our harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossible standards, picking apart every perceived flaw. But Louise Hay taught us that healing begins with self-acceptance. She said, "You have been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens." When you begin to treat yourself as someone worth loving, your entire energy transforms. Night is the perfect time to practice this gentle inner dialogue. As your body winds down and distractions fade, your mind becomes tender and open. This is when the inner critic often speaks loudest, but it's also when your higher self can step in. Instead of reviewing your mistakes, celebrate your courage. Instead of blaming yourself, forgive yourself. Say, "I did my best today," and mean it. Say, "I am learning, I am growing, I am enough." These words may feel unfamiliar at first, but with repetition, they will begin to feel like home. And when they do, they become the voice that lifts you instead of the one that tears you down. Your inner dialogue is not just about thoughts. It's about energy. Every thought you send inward creates a ripple that affects your body, your mood, and your choices. When your self-talk is nurturing, you start making choices that reflect self-respect. You set better boundaries. You say no to what drains you and yes to what feeds your soul. You start to live in alignment with your worth. This doesn't mean you ignore your flaws. It means you hold space for your humanity. You love yourself not because you're perfect, but because you're willing to be present with all of you, messy, radiant, evolving. The most powerful transformation doesn't come from someone else validating you. It comes when you decide to validate yourself, when you no longer wait for permission to feel good about who you are, when you wake up and say, "I am proud of the person I'm becoming," and actually believe it. That belief is built in the silence of your own heart, in the words you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. So ask yourself tonight, what do I need to hear? And then become the one who says it. Become your own safe space, your own cheerleader, your own healer. In this quiet, sacred dialogue with yourself, you unlock a level of peace and power that no external praise can ever match. Self-love isn't something you find, it's something you practice. And it always starts with your voice, your words, your intention. As you lie in bed tonight, let your final thoughts be loving ones. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are worthy of love exactly as you are. Whisper gently to your soul, "You are doing great. I see you. I love you." And with that, let your heart rest knowing it is finally being heard. There are moments when life feels heavy, uncertain, and painfully confusing. In those times, it's easy to believe you've been abandoned by the universe, that you're alone in your struggle, left to figure it all out on your own. But the truth is far more comforting and powerful. Even in your darkest hour, the universe is holding you. There's a higher intelligence weaving through every detail of your life, orchestrating events, nudging you forward, even when you can't see the full picture. What feels like a detour or delay is often divine redirection. The storm is not meant to break you. It's meant to cleanse you, to clear what no longer serves you, and prepare you for what's next. When you look back at the moments that once shattered you, you'll often realize they shaped you. That job you lost, the relationship that ended, the closed doors, all of them were leading you somewhere better, somewhere more aligned with who you're becoming. But in the thick of it, trusting can feel impossible. That's why affirmations like "all is well in my world" are not just comforting, they are anchoring. They ground you in faith when fear tries to take over. Louise Hay knew the power of those simple words, not as a denial of pain, but as a declaration that life is still working for you behind the scenes. You don't need to understand the how of everything right now. Your only job is to keep showing up with an open heart. The universe doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be present. When things fall apart, they may actually be falling into place in a way your conscious mind cannot yet grasp. It's in the surrender that you begin to feel supported. When you stop forcing outcomes and begin trusting the flow of life, you create space for miracles. Whisper to yourself, "I trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing," and watch how your energy shifts from panic to peace. Every time you pause, take a breath, and choose to believe in something greater than your current struggle, you reconnect with universal wisdom. You align with the flow of love that's always been there. Signs, synchronicities, and gentle nudges begin to appear, reminding you that you are never alone. That chance encounter, that intuitive feeling, that perfect message at just the right time, it's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The universe speaks in whispers, not shouts. And the more you trust, the louder those whispers become. There's so much comfort in knowing that you don't have to carry everything alone. Your burdens are seen, your fears are known, and your prayers are heard, even the silent ones. When you repeat, "All is well in my world," you're not saying life is free from pain. You're saying that even pain has purpose. You're choosing to believe in divine order, even when the road ahead is unclear. This kind of trust creates resilience. It gives you strength to take the next step, even if you don't know where it leads, because you know you're not walking alone. So tonight, release the need to control. Breathe deeply into the truth that you are guided, protected, and supported. Let go of resistance and allow the universe to do what it does best. Create beauty from the broken, light from the darkness, purpose from the pain. You are a part of something far greater than your circumstances. And as you surrender to this truth, you'll begin to feel a quiet confidence rise within you, a knowing that everything, absolutely everything, is happening for your highest good. Whisper once more before sleep, "I am safe, I am guided, all is well in my world," and let that truth wrap around you like the softest blanket of peace. As you close your eyes tonight and return to stillness, remember that your journey toward peace, healing, and self-love begins right here, in this quiet space within. Everything you've spoken to your heart, every affirmation you've whispered, every thought you've released has power. You are not the pain of your past or the fear of your future. You are the calm presence that is choosing healing now. Through night meditation, you are not escaping life. You are aligning with it. You are letting go of what no longer serves you and making space for what your soul truly desires. Trust that the universe is always guiding you, and allow your final thoughts to be gentle, loving, and true. You are safe, you are supported, and all is well in your world. Let peace be your final thought, and love your first feeling as a new day begins.